Welcome back. A few years ago, it was like so trendy on YouTube and Instagram everywhere. You know, minimalist wardrobe, live a minimalistic life, like the whole just like beige and gray walls, very simple. And I really loved the aesthetic of it. But at the time, I was still traveling, as I still kind of am, and I didn't have my own home. It was just hard to take the minimalistic lifestyle and put it on my life. That was my introduction to minimalism. And then after trying really hard to have like a very minimalistic wardrobe, I at some point realized I don't think it is for me because I couldn't quite fit into that norm of like a 10-item wardrobe. And with all of my hobbies and just all the things that I do, it just wasn't working out. But I was reading a bunch of books and just researching upon minimalistic like habits. And I think over the past years, without even noticing, I actually implemented a lot of them into my life. And they have helped me out so much in so many different ways. And these are the habits that I did want to share with you. So it's not always black and white. It's not always all in or nothing. But even if there is like some sort of like trends or things that's supposed to like better your life, we can just take out of it whatever fits in life, and we don't have to follow it 100%. And it can still really improve our own life. Number one is declutter your home, declutter your mind. I'm going to link my video below because I actually did a whole video on this, decluttering my husband and my life, and just going through the process of really going through every single section. Decluttering can have a huge impact on your life. Just not looking around and it being really messy, but it actually being clean and organized. And let's say you're looking for a specific document, you know exactly where to go and find it. You don't just have all your documents just, in a cabinet laying around wild and you have to like search for something specific. Maybe you threw it out. You're not sure where it could be. No, you know where everything is. Everything has a home and it's easy to find, which makes your life a lot easier and stress-free, obviously. A few things that I didn't mention in that video is to declutter your calendar as well, which kind of means to just look at your calendar and actually kind of organize your week, because often we don't have a plan and that's when we get stressed out because we always have some sort of deadlines coming up. And if we have a calendar that's organized, where we even like put in time, kind of like blackout time for doing nothing, relaxation, meditation, nature. Just make sure you have this daily dose of something that makes you happy and brings you peace. So it can be any mindful activity. It doesn't even have to be like specifically a mindful activity, as long as it's something that you truly enjoy and that relaxes you in your body. Doing nothing is great too. If you just sit down and do nothing for an hour and just kind of take in your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, where are you at right now? What is it that you actually need today? And just do that, have a bath, cook yourself a very nice, nourishing meal. Just give yourself time for that. But because we live in this busy society where we're all just overscheduled, it sometimes helps clear some time for this specifically. And then one last thing to this point is having a regular sleep schedule. As I've mentioned in lots of videos before, sleep is so important for our health and for our relaxation. We rejuvenate overnight. And if we have a healthy sleep schedule, meaning we have sufficient sleep for our specific bodies, and we go to bed at the same time and we wake up at the same time every day, it can just bring a lot of routine to our body to fully know when is the time to relax, rejuvenate, and wake up fresh and healthy. I kind of have my phone remind me around 9:30 to go to bed. So then at 10 o'clock, I can kind of turn off the light and fall asleep. And I can still do like a little bit of reading or writing, whatever I feel like doing before I fall asleep. Number 2, we'll come to clothing. So having less clothes and only things that I really do love, like absolutely love and appreciate. Now, this is something I've come really far in because I used to just buy a lot of things in like an impulse buy. So I would just see something like, oh, I love this, buy it, it's on a sale, I'll get it. Like especially things that were marked down or had really good prices on them. That did not mean they were good materials or that I really truly loved the item. And sometimes it even meant that I bought the item and once I was home and tried it on, I didn't actually love it anymore. But because it was marked down, often I couldn't return the items. So I was kind of just like in this fast fashion cycle that didn't do me any good, me or my wallet really, because I would just buy so many things and I didn't love any of them. And I also didn't love the way it made me feel in my body. And I think that's a big shift that happened. I started looking for clothes that really make me feel amazing and stop looking for trends and what other people are wearing these days, but just what is unique to me. What is it that I love? It's okay to just wear whatever you want, express yourself, be yourself, like find clothing that fully support your message and who you want to be, that you feel comfortable in, and that you just really want to wear every single day. The different habits that I implemented were either thrifting, but only go thrifting if I have a specific item that I'm looking for. Sometimes it's like I want a dress for the summer, or let's say I'm looking for a pair of shorts and I'm gonna go to the thrift store and I'm gonna go into that section and look for that specific item instead of just like going thrifting as I would before a lot and just buy a bunch of things that I actually don't need. Then number 2 is when I can try to shop from eco-friendly brands or small local handmade brands. And eco-friendly brands can be on the more expensive side. So I usually either save up for specific items, yes, or I'll wait until they're on sale. I'm not at a point in my life where I'm that financially free to only buy things from eco-friendly brands, but I would like to get there. So I'm on my way there. And I know one day I can have my wardrobe with just the things that I absolutely love. They're eco-friendly, good for the environment. Everyone in the process got paid fairly. And the material feels absolutely amazing on my body. Cotton, linen, viscose, those things that just are good materials and make me feel great. And whenever I do buy something, I usually go by a one in, one out kind of method. If I, for example, go out and buy myself a nice t-shirt and I know I have like 5 t-shirts at home and they're all very similar to that one shirt I bought, and I realize that I love this new shirt a lot more than one that I have in my closet, I'll try to swap it out. And the things that I declutter out of my closet, I usually put into a bag and just keep in another room for, let's say, like a few months. And after those few months, I revisit them. If I realize that I didn't miss any of these items in these past few months, then I'll get rid of them. Because once we take things out of our closet and we realize we don't actually miss them, why are they still in your closet? Go and donate them. Give them a new life. Let other people wear them. And I guess the last thing from this topic, having less clothes, it changed my life, honestly. I used to stress so much. I would get up, put on so many different outfits, didn't feel sure about what to wear, and then I didn't feel comfortable, and it was just a whole thing. And it would sometimes take up to an hour for me to just have an outfit on and get out the house. These days, I have a simple wardrobe. I love every single item in it, and it is so easy. I actually minimalized it to a point that I only have these few things, and I feel great wearing each of them. So the decision just got way less and I get out the house so much quicker. And like I said, I feel great no matter what I put on. All right, welcome to point number 3, shop mindfully. And I want to start off this third topic immediately with saying, have a shopping list. And I don't mean like a grocery shopping list, but like a buying list, wish list, whatsoever. So I have in my journal a list of things that I write down when I'm like, oh, I feel like I want this. Like I wanted new headphones because my old headphones broke. So I wrote it down in the list because in that moment, I didn't have the funds to buy the ones that I wanted to. And I didn't want to opt for cheap ones because I knew they would just break really fast again. I kind of just write these things down to not impulse buy. If I am out and I see something cute, I'm like, I could try it on. I can do a little bit window shopping. I come home, if there's something that's still in my mind, I'll write it in my list. And I'll wait a few days, maybe a week. and I revisit the list. And if I still have that same feeling of really wanting it because I love it and I am at a point financially where I can afford it, I will go and buy it. If I'm not at a point financially where I can buy it, I will look at it and be like, okay, is this a necessity to my life? Or is that just something to add on? Do I have beautiful dresses? Do I need that dress? It could be any item. And I don't just mean clothes. I also mean like facial care, body care, like specific car that we want, anything really. If it's like a house, write down anything on your buying list / wish list that you want in the future. So you can think about it, take your sweet time, especially if it's bigger purchases, to just be sure that you actually want it and you don't buy something and you regret it. So you really are mindful of your purchases and you know that these things you really need in your life and you really want in your life before purchasing them. Also, when it comes to shopping mindfully, I always like to go and support small local businesses rather than big companies that are spread out in the world, because first of all, I do think the products usually are a lot better. And second of all, I do like supporting local, just supporting people, entrepreneurship, people starting off their own businesses and who want to make a difference in this world. I will say when it comes to like skin products, I'm very specific because again, whatever you put on your skin gets absorbed into your body. So whatever you put on your skin, you should be able to literally drink or eat or, like it should be things, ingredients that can go in your body because it ends up in your body. And a lot of the beauty products these days in like normal like pharmacies and stores that you can buy have hormones in them, have things in them that are not great for you. And I'm going to be honest, I can't read properly the labels, that if I don't know what it says, I don't want to buy it. So I always like to go to local markets wherever I am in the world and buy products from people who just locally make their own things, because also the weather, humidity is always different wherever I am. And someone who lives in that spot usually creates products for that specific weather. Wherever you are, just try to find, local solutions, like support local people. And that leads me to my next point, and that is spend your time more intentionally. And we'll start at this point with saying no more, or being intentionally with your yes and no. So basically what I mean by that is it is okay to say no. If you don't feel like doing something, if you said you were going to go out with your friends and then last minute you actually don't feel like it, just be honest and tell them and say no. Like you don't have to do things just because everyone else does them. And it is okay to say no. I appreciate friends who can say no. Loving yourself, that you don't have to be part of that specific thing to feel good. No, feeling good means taking care of yourself first and then going out in the world. And so switching that around really helped me to spend my time more intentionally and to not just say yes to everything, but to actually take a second and think about, do I want to do this or do I don't want to do this? And then saying yes or no, and then owning whatever decision you make. And it's okay to always change your mind. Like we said before, when we're talking about decluttering your calendar, plan your week ahead. Plan your week ahead so you know when you will have time for yourself. When I lived in Canada, we had like insurance through my partner's job. And at some point, I looked through the list and I realized that things like massages were covered. Why aren't we using these benefits? Like this is amazing. And that is when I realized, like, even if it's not covered through benefits or insurance, like invest into experiences rather than a new look. Like experiences can bring you so much. Going to a massage and fully relaxing. Oh my God, I know the feeling when you come out of a massage and you're just like at peace, you're zen, that's it. And giving yourself these experiences, even if it's just like once a month, it doesn't have to be something that you invest money in. But if you invest your money, invest it rather into this than into just a new look, following the trend, self-sabotaging your financial goals by just trying to look a certain way. But let's focus on the inside rather than the outside. Let's focus on What can we do to make ourselves feel good in our own body, our mental health? And everything else on the outside will come eventually. And by loving ourselves, we'll just be in a better spot to also just know what we want to look like, to not care about what other people think of how we look, what our style is. That will all come down the line. We've come to an end. These were the 4 main things that I felt like in which ways minimalism had a huge impact on my life, and especially on my stress life. It really reduced a lot of stress and overall well-being, and it also really helped me with my financial goals and just be more mindful with my spending. And there's a quote that I wanted to read to you to end up this video. Charles W. Mayo, MD, said, I hope that's how you say his name, "Worry and stress affects the circulation, the heart, the glands, the whole nervous system, and profoundly affects heart action. Research shows that chronic stress can affect almost every system in the body. When chronic stress goes unreleased, it can suppress the body's immune system and lead to illness." So this is just the message I wanted to give you from this video, and that is, make time for your health. Take care of yourself. This is all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, follow my channel if you want to, subscribe, and yeah, until next week, see ya, love you. And remember to live in peace, love, and happiness. Bye.